Okay, we are live, I think. I'm just waiting for Mayra to join us here in our cook-off, Mexican and Polish style cooking. Um, I've been busy today in Warsaw. It's my first day out, so I went to Old Town and I got sunburn. Maybe you don't see it very well, but I feel it. So if my face slowly gets red, it's gonna show for sure. So let's see. Well, I'm waiting for that. I'm going to bring up the ingredients that I already started here. Hold on, I got to write to Mayra. Mayra's having some technical difficulties. I'll just take a moment. Just a moment. I think I need to refresh. Where's Mayra? Okay. All right, hold on. Where is it? Oh, Mayra, come to my life and I will invite you. Ah, here she is. Okay. I think she's coming online now.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Oh my God. Look, I could just see myself now that we're live. My hair.
Oh my gosh, I can barely hear you though.
Oh no. Do I need to shout? Is it because I have you on my toaster? No? Yes? No?
It's too quiet, but that's okay. I'll read your lips.
I'm gonna have to shout. I wonder what it is. I mean, can you hear me better now than?
No, I didn't do anything.
No?
No, maybe it's just my iPhone.
Should I try to go back on and then off, do you think?
Try again.
All right. I'm going to get off and then you invite me. Hold on. It happens, everybody.
Yeah, I know I hear you, but it's so quiet. Maybe I have to close my window. Okay.
Let's see. Hello?
Hi. Okay, you know what? I will have to close my window because I think it's just too loud here.
Okay, no worries.
Okay. Now say something.
Hello?
Okay, it's quiet, but I can hear you. You just have to be loud, Mayra.
Guys, I am a very loud person.
Well, maybe it's loud on my computer. Wait.
Let's see. Give it a go. Let's see.
I'm sorry?
Give it a go.
Okay, well, hold on.
It's your mic. Yeah.
Okay, it's louder on my laptop than it's on my phone, so
Okay.
I might have to play my laptop here.
Okay, yeah, whatever's easier, I guess.
Okay, you're gonna hear. Oh, it's gonna shoot. That's okay, Myra. We just have to shout at each other. All right?
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just putting that I'm live cooking with you.
I know, isn't it great?
On page. I know. How are you?
I am okay. I am adjusting. I was just saying at the beginning here, I went out from my cave this morning, went to Old Town. It was very nice, but I am so sunburned right now, and I'm like, oh my God.
You look fabulous, darling.
Oh, thank
fabulous.
You. So yeah, I've been enjoying being back in Warsaw, and this is just relaxation and enjoying our time together. That's really important for me, I think.
No, you have to. You have to, and you're, in Warszawa, which I would love to be there. And in fact, I was hanging out with two Polish friends that live here in my town, and I was just speaking to them, and it's so nice to hear the language, and although I don't understand 95% of it, but it still feels like, oh, it just takes me back to Poland. It just takes me back to Warsaw. I just really have a love for that country, and the people as well, and the culture. So I'm jealous that you're there.
It is a real atmosphere, and I know there's a lot of stereotypes about Polish people, but really, you have to come to this country and see it for yourself.
Yeah, no, you're going to have those odd ones, and you're going to have those occasions where you do meet with somebody that is very rude, and I've experienced that, but that doesn't reflect on what I lived, experienced, and the culture, the country. It's basically, yeah, positive versus negative, definitely. Poland to me is very close to my heart. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you are from a village, which a lot of Polish people say, oh yeah, they're from a village. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I love Poland. So
you just have to get used to the straightforward comments about you. I think we're not used to that.
I think it's also when I don't think it's Poland. I think it's also like when you go to a foreign country and you are unique, you don't look like a local, they will have 101 questions. You're like, why are you here? Why here? And you'd be surprised. Like you tell them the honest truth, and they're like, really? Well, it's kind of like when people say, oh, I'd love to be in California. I love Los Angeles. I'd love to be there. And I'm like, yeah, it's that same kind of reaction, and I understand. So it does take that person to be out of your comfort zone into another country and expect those kind of questions, and don't feel like it's rude, or don't think that it's like, I just don't see it as like, they're trying to be nosy. They're just trying to understand why you're here and what are you doing. And it's also very Eastern European, communist, post-communism. So I get it.
Yeah, it's all the stereotypes. Oh, Crystal says hi. Hi from California.
Crystal, yeah, she's my lovely. Well, they're not married, but they're very long-term engaged with my nephew Fabian. So yes, I guess future niece-in-law.
Oh, how nice! Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, before we start cooking, Myra, I wanted us to talk about the links that we have. You're doing a great fundraising marathon. You're such a great runner, Myra. I can't even run. I tried to do a 5K this year. I could barely do it. I mean, after I had to run, I injured my neck from running, and I was in pain for 2 weeks.
That's the thing. Look, listen, if I can do it, even when I was at my biggest, I mean, I weighed, I don't know in pounds, but in kilos, I weighed, oh, goodness, I'm so embarrassed to say, I weighed about 143 kilos when I ran, when I tried to run a marathon. And even then, you think, you look at me, you think, wow, what is she doing? Like, is she really going to run a marathon? And, I beat those stereotypes. I don't, just because I don't look like a runner
Right.
It doesn't mean I can't run 5K, 10K. Well, I used to run half marathons in Warsaw when I was there. So this is, I think, the moment to challenge myself. I've been out of running hiatus, I guess, for the last 3 years, 4 years actually. I think the last time I ran was in 2020 during COVID. I did a 5K it was actually a half marathon, like virtual, because we were meeting back then.
Right.
And I've had 2 children, and you know what? It's taken a toll on my body because, you gain weight. You're now mummy. You're eating the leftovers. You know, you're eating sweets here and there. You're drinking lots of coffee to stay awake. And I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to challenge myself, but not just challenge myself, but to better myself, to get back on that healthy track. I mean, you can be healthy and be size 16, size 18. That's fine. But for me, it's not about losing weight. It's just about getting back to something I love.
Yeah.
And also, I was surprised. I mean, I don't say I was surprised, but I did apply to, first, I didn't get into the marathon as a runner. So I went through a charity and I applied to about 5 charities that I felt were very close to my heart, that I felt that I can that I can run for them and donate and fundraise for as much as I can. And out of those that I applied, one accepted me, which was Bernardo's, which is a wonderful charity that helps children and families. So in the case of, abuse, in the case of maybe gender, or that they're going through a change in their life, social media, which is very big for teenagers as well, adoption, people, changing lives and children changing their lives. So I am so happy to run for a cause like this. And it was actually the first charity I applied to because I felt it would represent also my children. I love my children, and I just thought I'm going to give to a great cause, a great charity. And there's also a charity shop in this town. And I told them, oh my goodness, I'm going to run for you guys. And she's like, oh, that's great. And come in and bring your flyers, and hopefully people will donate as well. And like I said, I'm doing it for myself, and I'm pushing my children. I'm pushing my children while I'm training. So
Wow.
extra work.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm toning up.
I know. You look great, Mayra, really. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying. And, I think, if people can donate, if it's $1 or a pound or zlotys, whatever it is, I will be very happy and grateful. So any change, anything, it just makes up, every little bit helps to get there. So yeah, so we'll be running next year in April. So I am training now. So I'm starting back to zero. So I'm not where you met me when I was able to do half marathons. Like, well, yeah, I'll do one. I'm now having to go back to zero. So and that's what it is. When you run, when you decide to do something like this, you have to start from the beginning and work your way up. So it's not an overnight thing. So I'm starting now. I know it's a long way, but it's going to build up to that moment. So yeah.
Wow. Mayra, you're such an inspiration, really. I never run in my life. It's not my thing. And after I see you doing it, I'm like, okay, I can do it.
To anybody who's watching, if you haven't, believe me, you can do it. I mean, I hated running when I was a teenager. I hated running. But I found myself a love because I zone in with music. I love music, and I just nature and music, something you love. It just makes sense. And while you're running, you just tend to forget. And then you're kind of concentrating on your breathing and your pattern. And it's just the first 5 minutes is difficult.
Yeah.
And then after that, your body just gets used to this rhythm, and you could just go for as long as you want. So I'm not a fast runner, okay, everybody. So I don't run like
you got it.
I run my own pace. I don't care about anybody else's pace, and that's the thing about running a marathon or a half marathon. Or people think I have to run as fast as they should. No, you run your own pace. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be in top shape, six pack, whatever it is, you just go and do it for yourself, and you're doing it for a great cause and a great charity.
Wow. So anybody who's watching our live, you know, there's a link below for her marathon fundraising. So I encourage you to donate. And I also put my website too, because funny enough, we are both dyslexics.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. And I'm all about showing, you know, hey, we can function in this life. We can do things. We have fun doing it, and we do creative activities together. So today we're just having fun and cooking, and we're going to see what happens.
I know, and I know we're mixing a bit of that Mexican, not Tex.
Yeah.
Mexican, because Tex-Mex is a whole different level. But it is a little bit. I actually do have a little bit of Tex-Mex. But it's nice to mix the Polish with the Mexican and the history of Polish people. They went into Mexico and they settled in the north of Mexico. Many of them did in the north, in the central of Mexico, and they brought us the brass, the polka, and therefore we had this banda kind of boom, 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 and it's very much like this. So Polish, all those Austrians, that region of the brass, the accordion, all that is brought into Mexico. So it's a good little fusion.
It is.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a lot of cowboys who are Polish. I don't know if you know about it, but Wrangler was actually made by a Polish Jew, actually.
Oh, I didn't know that. You've got and then you have a lot of there's a lot of Mexican. There was one reporter that I grew up in the 80s with, and his name was Jacobo Zadudowski or something like that. He had a very Polish surname, Jacobo, right? Cuba, right?
Yeah.
Jacob. So, and he looked, you know, white. You could tell he looked Eastern European descent, but we do have a lot of the blonde, the light complected, the blue eyes. And when they have that kind of Polish surname, it's like, oh, okay, you come from that Polish descent that migrated to Mexico. So we do have that.
And do you know that the first immigrants to America did not go to New York? They went to Texas. And there's a city called Panna Maria in Texas where the first Polish settlement happened in America.
Oh,
see?
We'd love to go.
So we're going to have some Tex-Mex a little bit.
Just a tiny little bit of Tex-Mex in my dish. In fact, I'm going to try to do 2 dishes. But it's okay because it's so easy to Mexican cooking is so easy. So, I mean, in a sense of you got tacos, right? Are you working on tacos?
I have tortillas.
Super.
Let me show you what I
Are these made in Poland?
Yeah, tortillas.
Okay.
I got keto. Because I am supposed to be on gluten-free diet, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go authentic at least a little bit.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing about Mexican and corn tortillas, that they're gluten-free, and I have both. So I have
great.
Yeah, so I have these wonderful maize. They are actually made in England. I'm surprised. Wow. Usually I get shipped. I usually buy them. I usually put my suitcase full of tortillas when I go to America. But yeah, so I have some fresh ones.
Great.
They smell good, so they should be okay. And then I also do have I say this is the Texan version. So this is the Tex-Mex. I think although flour is very Tex-Mexican, they also use flour tortillas in the north of Mexico.
Oh.
So that's the only place they'll use, and that's it. You won't see any of this flour tortillas in the south. No.
That really? I had no idea. Wow.
No, you'll see it in these. These are all the ones they use. Only in the north, and like Chihuahua. That because it was very close to the border of Mexico. So it was kind of the Texans, Texas, right to the border. And when the cutoff happened in the Mexican-American War, of course, a lot of the Mexicans were left in Texas. So what to do? So they actually started doing their own thing in the north. And flour tortilla, I think, I might be wrong, but it kind of comes from that region, from the north. And oh, sorry, I do lie. There is flour tortillas. If there's a taco, especially in one area of Mexico called Puebla, and it's called taco árabe, an Arabic taco, and they use flour tortillas.
Oh, I did not know that. Wow. See, you're full of information.
I'm full of it because I lived in Puebla. Oh, a little bit more about the gastronomy there. Their food is so delicious. So I just walked down the street and I saw taco árabe. I thought, what is taco árabe? And it's basically an Arab taco. It's basically like a kebab taco.
Right.
Kebab meat, very sliced, thinly sliced. With,
oh yeah, that's true. It's pretty much the same. You're right. Exactly.
So basically, they say it was the Lebanese that went in to Mexico, that area, and they made this. And it's a secret recipe, apparently. They won't give it away.
Wow. And we're going to mix it with bigos, which is very Polish tradition. But I'm not going pork. I decided to go without pork. It's not my part of my diet anymore, actually, pork and beef. So I'm adding chicken. But traditionally, bigos is pork. You have sausage in there. But it's so delicious. It's also called hunter stew. So it's really, really good. And I'm excited to make it. So I already prepped. I don't know about you.
So give it a go. Let's see. What do you want to start first? Because I will have to boil the kettle, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna poach my chicken. Is that the right word to say?
Oh, poach it.
Well, cook fully. But basically, yeah, you boil the chicken in, and it's a bit more tender. It gets a bit more tender, and it's easy to pull apart versus if you were to cook it in oil.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't even planning to do that. I was going to go straight up frying mine.
Well,
wow.
If you're interested, it's so easy. All you do is put chicken in here, and you put, not a handful, just like a tablespoon of salt.
Okay.
Garlic buds. You don't need to peel them. You don't need to peel the cloves. Just take like 2 of them or 3, and 2 bay leaves. That's it.
Wow. Well, then I'm going to do that. I was not planning to do that, but I have a
you're going to do that?
That's deep enough for it, I guess. So why not? Let's get started.
All right. Well, I'm going to boil my water.
And I'm not used to my stove, by the way. It's gas. So I don't know the cook. Yay!
She's in the
Bigos team. So it's gonna be interesting if I set the chicken on fire. Because at home I have an electric stove,
Yeah, welcome to Europe.
Yes. So it's gonna be. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. By the way.
Well, look. The only thing I ate when I lived in Poland was pork. That's it.
What?
Pork. The pork. That's all I ate.
Yeah, I know.
Pork. I never had chicken nor beef.
I after living here, I'm kind of over pork, to be honest. So since I went back to US, I have not eaten pork at all. And I don't plan to start again, unfortunately, so I'm sticking with chicken.
No, chicken is lovely. I chicken as well. I forgot to mention that. And this is a recipe I learned from my mom. So I watched her do it, but she told me bay leaves, 3 of them in hot water, some salt, and
nice.
2, 3 buds of garlic. You don't need to peel them. No need to peel because it's going to just absorb in the water and into the chicken. It's almost like a chicken stock. But this is the way to kind of make chicken stock, really. If you just want natural, if you don't want it to be, if you don't want to add a cube or that, you just kind of add 2 or 3. I'm gonna add 3. I usually do the holy number 3. The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. Here we go. Good old Polish Mexican Catholics here.
Okay.
Are you gonna do the same thing? No.
God help me.
Don't do it if you're not used to it. I boiled the water and I forgot it was too hot. It was boiling. I usually put it in cold water and then I put it to boil, but I just thought maybe for speeding up the process.
Well, we're just winging it here.
Yeah. Oh no, I was telling my husband, I was like, oh, my friends today, I was like, oh, I'd love to go to Poland, even to see you, just for a bit.
Yeah. I know, Myra. Too bad you can't visit this time around, but that's next time.
It's the best time. The best time. Remember,
Yeah.
I go hunting for some mushrooms.
Sure.
Have you ever done that? Foraging for mushrooms?
Ooh, that sounds really good.
That's what Polish people do. That's what they always tell me they do in December.
I know, everyone, when I talk about mushroom in America, they're like, really? I'm like, you don't know what mushroom is. Come to Poland. Yeah. You wait till you see how the mushroom is.
Mushrooms, right, Polish people? These are the right proper mushrooms. Oh, so nice in a soup or.
Right.
Oh, I wish they made a mushroom soup. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Come on, stove.
By the way, it's not a race, so. But I'll tell what I'm gonna make. So I'm gonna try to attempt 2 dishes, because it's so easy. What you do with a tortilla, the way if you fry it is a different name. If you lay it flat, if you bundle it up, if you tighten it up like a little roll, it's a different name. If you eat it, it's a taco, regular. It just all has the same name. But if you have the same ingredients, they all can fall into the same type of dish. So
yeah, exactly.
So my husband, he's been dying to have tostadas. So I promised him today I was going to make tostadas, which is pretty simple. I say simple, but the thing about Mexican food, and I think it's very similar to Polish food, there's a lot of preparation.
Oh, yeah.
You're cutting. You're slicing.
Cutting. Oh, talk about cutting. Look at all this celery. Not celery, cabbage. And this is just a quarter of cabbage, right?
I do this a lot, and you beat me to it. But and this is the thing. I usually in my house we use cabbage.
Yeah.
We use cabbage to put on top of our tacos, or to put on top of tostadas or flautas or pozole, another Mexican dish. But I know I'm sad today. I'm using a head of lettuce. And we're using some radishes, right? Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think in Polish the name of all my vegetables. I used to know them all by heart back in my day. And then of course a nice onion.
Nice.
I know, though I've cheated a bit, I also have some pink onion in a jar already.
I got my onions all chopped up here, and I also got paprika pepper, because they don't have chipotle pepper.
Oh, yeah. Welcome.
See, a little bit different. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the recipe. Bell peppers, yeah. Well, we call them peppers here as well. So, but something that's very Polish. I think that the Mexican and Polish dishes that we do use sour cream. I use sour cream.
Yes. I love sour cream in mine.
Yeah, we call it crema, cream basically in general. And you think, what is crema? But crema is very similar to sour cream. So that's all I have. And then of course we love our onions. We use our onions.
Yeah.
And that's very Polish. And I do have something Polish, cebuka. So cebuka, nice.
Oh wow!
I do still buy my Polish products. So sometimes I put this in toppings for tacos. So nice, so nice.
Sounds really delicious. Yeah. I did get chipotle pepper in pepper form. Let's see.
That's fine.
And I also got the garlic in a packet form too. So we're all cool. And I have tomatoes also.
Oh yes. See, I
have different types. We have the full tomato, and we also have the tomato puree. also kept ketchup. I guess there's supposed to be ketchup too.
I'll tell you that the recipe, I love ketchup. I love ketchup. I don't see myself ever mixing ketchup in a dish.
I know, but it's so Polish.
I know. Ketchup on French fries, chips, yes.
Right.
Ketchup chicken nuggets, not a problem.
Yeah.
Ketchup with meat mixed with to do something, no. I just can't see myself doing that.
Oh, Liz says hello.
Oh, hi Liz. Liz used to work with me at in Warszawa. No, not in Warszawa. Yeah, not in Warszawa, but in Radom.
Oh.
So we met him before I went to Warszawa, where I met you.
Yeah, see?
And then she followed to Warszawa after I left.
Oh, I better check on the chicken. Hold on.
I said, leave Radom. No. And my favorite line of Radom is, why Radom? That's what every Radom person would ask us. But why? Why are you here?
Oh my gosh, I'm dropping everything.
So I'm used to it. I'm used to the questions, you know? I am. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention also part of tostadas. What makes tostada is basically a fried tortilla in flat. And then you pile the toppings.
Wow.
But the topping be beans, mashed beans or refried beans, followed by the meat, followed by the vegetables, the radishes, the lettuce, the onions, and the salsa.
Wow.
That's and my second dish, similar to that, but I'm gonna try to do a taquito. They also call them flautas. Flautas is basically just a tortilla rolled up, fried with the meat.
Put it in there.
Fry it, and then you put the toppings on top.
That sounds
and
really,
you eat it like
really delicious.
I said to my husband, you know what? I know you love, tostadas, but I really want flautas.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to do both.
Oh no!
Did you get it to work?
Turn down.
Did you get it to work?
It's almost ready.
Is that your tip?
Very quickly.
Whoa. Yeah, mine is almost good as well. It's like it does bubble up. Yeah, mine looks just like yours.
Yeah.
It's simmering, but it smells really nice. While the chicken is being done, I'm going to do the beans, the refried beans. I cheated. I bought canned beans.
I also bought mine.
Well, in Poland, the big one is kidney beans, right?
Right.
And I remember in Poland when I ever ordered Mexican, or I went to Mexicana or to a Mexican restaurant, which wasn't Mexican, they would always serve kidney beans.
Oh, right.
What is
Isn't that funny?
Kidney beans, I know. And I was like, kidney beans? Okay. We don't do kidney beans. We either do black or pinto.
Right.
I'm more pinto in my region, but since living in England, and when you don't have anything close to it, you could buy it now. But all I have was black. So I'm going to do some black.
Nice.
Yeah.
What a nice mix.
Yeah, I'm going to refry it. Basically, I add a slice of onion. If you want to add a bit of a hint of spice, you add some jalapenos in the oil. Jalapeno with a slice of onion. Right. Let it simmer a bit, and then you add the beans.
Nice. Very, very nice.
I know. I wish I was.
Get a plate, I think.
Yeah. But you're just cooking the meat, and then you
just double check the chicken is
your dish is easier. Oh, turn on, buddy.
Hold on, let's do a little bit on that big one.
Good old fashioned gas. Come on, turn on.
Small ones are cooked. I'm gonna pull out the.
I'm gonna ask How long are you there, Ali? How long are you visiting Poland?
I'm sorry.
How long are you visiting Poland?
One more time. I don't know why I can barely hear you, or why I'm standing right next to my phone.
How long are you there in
I'm
Poland?
only here for 2 weeks, unfortunately. I wish it was longer, but you have family obligations. You have to go home.
That's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's sad when we don't live there anymore, and when you want to spend that time there.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing about Mexicans and Polish people, is that we love our families so much, and we have to be there for our families. It's necessary.
Well, it's true. I've been thinking about going back home. It's not going to be anytime soon. No way, not anytime soon. But it's in the future plan, maybe, for my children, if they want a better education, because sadly our secondary schools are horrible here.
Oh, really?
They're not the greatest. They're nothing like what our high schools. I explained so much to my husband, like, oh, in my high school we did this, that, and he was like, did you pay for that? I'm like, no, it's all part of the curriculum. It's all free. He was like, what? Clubs and and doing sports, and it's all inexpensive in comparison to here.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It's
that's the thing about life. I was just talking to Mom the other day. I was like, I could have saved so much if I actually went to college here in Poland, and if I went in the US, I wouldn't be in such a debt.
I really wish I would have studied. Maybe I don't regret doing my bachelor's there in America.
Sure.
But I regret. I don't say the word regret. That's horrible. I wish I would have looked in other countries in Europe, like Germany or Netherlands, or somewhere else where it's cheaper to go at a fraction of a price than in England.
Crazy.
England's a joke. Yeah.
We can't regret what we have done.
England's just like.
For sure. I think I have to take off the chicken because it's pretty cooked. I take it out.
For Europeans that don't have
for several days.
This is what I use. I use sliced jalapenos in a pickle jar. All I do is I take a couple of these and put them in the oil. Still works.
Well, and I don't even have that. Yeah. I'm so basic kitchen right now.
Well,
but it sounds really good. Oh my gosh.
Oil splashing. Well, you know what? This trick, I learned this from my ex-boyfriend. Okay. Oh.
All right.
How are we doing?
I'm sorry?
How are we doing?
Good. The chicken looks really good. I'm going to put in the cabbage and the onions now and let that start simmering. How's your chicken?
It doesn't look bad. It looks over. I think it needs like maybe another 5 minutes, because what I'd like to do is once I take it out, pull it apart with a fork, not with my hands. Sometimes I use my hands just for the fun of it, to feel the teeth and burn my fingers. I'm going to probably put it in oil and give it a cook.
Ooh.
It'll still be tender, but just a little,
Right.
It's nice to have oil.
It's really good.
Oil.
Oh my gosh. Mayra, you're giving me all these ideas I never thought about. So I appreciate that we're sharing this.
Well, this isn't for you and for anybody else who's watching now or will watch later. I mean, it's really good to have. The thing is, when you live in a country that you don't get the produce that you can easily get in America or Mexico, you have to think outside the box.
Yeah.
And you think, how can I get the same thing? The same thing I did in Poland as well. You know?
So Mayra, how did dyslexia help you in what sense?
Well, you know, oh, give me a second. Let me put the lid on the thing. Give me.
I'm just cutting up my.
Yeah. It's changed my life tremendously to know that I'm dyslexic, because I didn't know I was dyslexic till I was 27. And it affected a lot inside of me. It was eating me in a sense. I thought that I was stupid.
Yeah.
I thought that I was an imposter. I felt like I was like that I was an imposter at a great university.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't feel that I was worthy deep down inside to be there. And I was pretending that I knew my things. And even to this day now, even when I talk to intellectuals, I say intellectuals, people with masters, PhD degrees,
yeah.
I get a sense sometimes, like, not that I still feel that I'm not worthy.
Yes.
To say something, or I'll come out as a dyslexic person and say it my way and interpret it my way instead of thinking of the intellectual words that I should say. So it is a little hard for me sometimes, but I tell you, when I found out at 27, at first it really, it really put me down for, I say, hey, it wasn't that difficult, but then reflecting on what I dyslexic,
right, exactly.
I started thinking about my whole life. Oh, no wonder. No wonder this happened. No wonder this happened. Oh, no wonder why I couldn't do that. Oh, no wonder why I couldn't do this. And then I started questioning about my education in the United States. And I started questioning what the 80s and the 90s were all about diagnosing dyslexia. And nobody, you think you studied to be a teacher, you should have an idea about learning needs on students, but nobody flagged my dyslexia. And I think there was one teacher particularly that I was very close to when I was doing English, and I sat in front of class and I answered all her questions, and I was helpful, and I used to hang out during breaks and lunch, and I used to be there,
Yeah.
I understood what she was doing. She knew I knew all the answers. When it came time to writing, she was just like, I remember a meeting. She said, "Oh, Mayra, can you come see me at lunch?" And I said, "Okay." And I went there, and she said, this paper just jumps. You had this one thought, then you jump to another, then you jump to another, then you jump. There was no fluid, kind of flow. And she was trying to explain it to me, and I was like, oh, okay. And she asked me if everything was okay, and I said, well, I must be because I'm tired, and it must be because I'm doing it last minute, and that was because I was doing a lot of theater, and I was doing some sports, and I was in everything, miss in everything, basically, clubs, sports, theater. I I mean, I was always singing. I was always performing, and I think a lot of people saw all my teachers saw the Mayra, who is very talented. She's dedicated to theater and drama and sports. No wonder why maybe she's not the best at submitting assignments, or the assignments are a little off. So I think I got away with great grades because of who I was. And nobody flagged it until I went to university, and I felt I couldn't write an essay. Not that I couldn't write one, I just couldn't, I didn't know where to start sometimes. And I think knowing that I'm dyslexic, and I'm proud to say it. I know certain people in certain cultures, like, I don't want to say Polish people, but sure, I've experienced that, they have this stigma of, oh, no, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. When I think if parents are honest with schools and educators, then they can provide that 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 that, that need for that learner.
It's
You know?
my whole life I was just masking dyslexia. I was never diagnosed with it, actually.
Yeah.
And I knew that there was expectations that I would follow what directions were given to me. And I couldn't do it. And I was masking that, and I was also just holding in all that anxiety. It really affected my whole life because I was trying so hard to fit in.
I also think it's important also, like, I think it's fine to say you're dyslexic. I know a colleague of mine who says that she's dyslexic, but that she said that she won't put it on paper. She won't put it anywhere.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to admit it because she can still do activities, and she worries that saying that she's dyslexic will put a band-aid or a barrier to her, and people might, oh, look at you, you're dyslexic, that's okay.
I know.
And she's very like, no, I may be dyslexic, but I don't want that pity.
Exactly.
I don't want that. And I said, for me, I don't see it as a pity. I just see it as, I'm an intellectual person. I can express myself. I can do the same activities that you can. Maybe I find it difficult to use bigger vocabulary words or express myself bigger. Maybe I need a bit of time to open up. Though I'm a very out loud woman, I think to my friends and my family who know me, I don't give a hoot what people. But when it comes to intellectuals or people with degrees, though I have 2 master degrees, and even then I still feel, and even, I was close also completing a PhD, but I will complete it someday. I will, but it's on hold for a bit. And even then I still feel odd to talk to PhD students. Yeah, like graduates, not students, but graduates. Lecturers. I just feel like, also as being dyslexic, I feel like a degree is valid. It's kind of validation for me that I'm smart. But yeah, it just depends. There's also people who have said to me, like, why are you saying this backwards? Like, I'll say, at one time I said Jack car instead of carjack. It just came out. I was having a conversation. I said Jack car instead of carjack, and they laughed at me. And I said, oh, you mean carjack? I said, oh yeah, carjack. And they just kind of gave a laugh, And I'm like, okay, yeah, laugh about it, but I'm dyslexic, so shut up.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, take it.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah. But,
it's crazy how we get so much into our heads because of it,
Yes.
Unbelievable.
And it's sad because, like I said, I've met a lot of people. I've also met a lot of students because I work at a school. I work in 2 places, but I work in one place where people come from vulnerable, low socioeconomic backgrounds, different cultures. And when I say in a presentation that I'm dyslexic and I have these things, and if I have things that can teach me, I'll have a student or 2 stay behind and say, oh, I think I might be dyslexic. Can you do a test on me? And we'll do a test, and it does come out. And they said, well, yeah, I always had problems in school, or my parents never really gave me that support. It's just so sad. But it honestly, like you found out, like I found out, when that light bulb turns on and it just makes sense that you have dyslexia, everything comes to play and you see everything. The whole, no wonder. And they don't feel stupid anymore. They don't feel, but I have somebody I know, a learner, who took it very hard and she cried. And I said to her, it's not, you shouldn't cry about it. You should cry knowing that you have it. And now it makes sense that your whole life you weren't stupid, or you weren't silly,
Yeah.
or you made mistakes because
So
they were naturally, you couldn't stop it, right?
right.
The way you were thinking, or the way you said words, or whatever you wrote. So take this and use it as a power. You know this now. Take it and own it and be proud of it and go out. Now you know how to do it. Now you know you have this. Find the ways that will help you to be a better person, so you don't feel like, oh, okay, dyslexia. I feel like a little tiny little word. No, you open up, be a flower, bloom, expand yourself. And that's how I see myself. And I don't let dyslexia embarrass me. I don't feel embarrassed. I feel like I'm an advocate for dyslexia to many people that don't want to open up and talk about it. And I think what you're doing is great, and that's what we need. We need people like you. We need people like that to support us dyslexic people and be together and empower.
Absolutely. And that's been my whole mission. Like, we need to help each other realize different parts about our lives, and accept what happened in your life, and learning what to do with this information, how to help yourself, right? And it's a big movement that's going on right now. I'm involved with many different dyslexia groups, and they're talking about it, but it's going to take time. And it's a lot of personal growth, to get through that.
And you know what? It's good. And you know what? It needs to be talked about, because I did my first master's degree in 2016. And even then, when I did my dissertation, my thesis, I still feel they failed me, which they did. They failed me in giving me that support that I needed. And so what happened, I'm a little shy to admit, but I submitted my thesis and I didn't pass. And I had one more time to pass. Like, they gave me a chance to resubmit. And in this resubmission, no matter what the score was, no matter how good it is, it would be a pass at 50%. So there I was working on my thesis, thinking, why didn't I get the help? Or why did I didn't get a really good tutor to help me with my dyslexia to write this thesis. She kind of let me on my own. And I think that's what they see adults. Sometimes adults need that push.
Yeah.
Sometimes adults need someone to tell them, hey, get your butt into gear. Don't wait till the last minute. Do it now. And I didn't have that. So I submitted on my second time and I passed. And it was a great feeling. But then, you know what? I still felt that my master's degree, my first one, I still see it as a failure.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I have an MBA.
Yeah.
When I graduated with an MBA, I didn't end up working in corporate. I went to work in a store, and I worked in the store for 3 years because I didn't have any confidence in myself. I didn't believe in myself, and that confidence is a killer. And then, I was happy with my experience in working in a store. I think everyone should do that, but I didn't expect that I was going to end up after I got my MBA, right? It happens. It's a confidence changer.
It happens, and I for years I felt I was ashamed of my. Not that I was ashamed. I was proud that I had a master's, but I just felt like I wasn't. It's like it wasn't my potential. I felt like they just passed me for no reason. You know what I mean? They just like, okay, she submitted again. Let's just pass her.
Yeah.
And then what is my score for the second round? And they said, oh, it's just a 50. It doesn't matter how good it was. So I never felt, I didn't know on the scale of how good I was. So what happened? Almost 10 years later, I say 8 years later, I went to do another master's. And that's when I left Poland. I went to do a master's in education this time around. And I was very close apparently, to a distinction. So I got a merit, which is kind of like, I guess like second honors in England. There you go. And it's on my certificate. It's on my degree, merit, with my name. And I felt then that I was smart, that I did it, no matter with what. And this time, because I knew I was dyslexic, this time because I didn't want it to repeat to the same thing that happened to me in 8 years ago, I was one step ahead, And that's the thing about dyslexia. And that's why I tell everybody, when you're one step ahead of what you have, that is that superpower. Own it and know how to manage it, how to conquer it. And you're always going to be dyslexic. So, I mean, I even had a learner say, am I always going to be this way? I said to her, well, you have dyslexia, and don't see it as a negative thing. You have it. Now do something. So it's like, yeah,
absolutely.
It's like
it's not going to change.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I mean, I also have eczema. Not eczema, sorry, wrong one. Psoriasis. And I found that out when I was 23 that I had psoriasis, or 21 actually. Sorry, 21. And I remember that day that the doctor told me I had psoriasis forever in my life. It will never go. I'll always have it in my system somewhere. I will always have flare-ups. I went home and cried. I took a shower and cried. And I said to myself, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm going to stop being an actress. I won't ever get to Hollywood. Which, by the way, I will never want to be in Hollywood ever anyways. But everybody thought I was going to be big and successful and famous and green, But see, that's when I stopped myself. Right. So who knows how it would have been if I didn't have this block that it was negative. I should have just said, okay, I have psoriasis. So what? I could still do what I want to do,
Right.
So the same thing with dyslexia. I think whoever has it, empower it. Oh, know where you can control it and just do your best. Doesn't hurt.
Exactly. How's it going, Maya?
I'm eating my chicken.
Oh.
It tastes
just it's starting to come together a little bit.
It tastes
disconnect this.
It tastes like onion. No, it doesn't have onion. Sorry, it tastes like
my little Bigos coming together a little bit.
Yours is way better than mine. Look, mine's not even coming back. Okay. I'm gonna start mashing the.
Everybody can see that.
Gotta
add the ketchup now. And I need to put the garlic in there. I haven't put the garlic in there yet, or the chicken.
I'm gonna start mashing my beans. I'm trying to find out.
Putting your back.
What is it called?
Oh my gosh.
Mash. I don't know what.
Oh, I have to put the chipotle in there.
Potato.
And garlic.
Whatever they are. My mother has a metal one, but I have a plastic one because I don't want it to ruin my pans.
Oh, wow.
But this is. Yeah, so this is with a bit of onion and a bit. I put jalapenos in there. I had it to a boil. And so I do it because from the can, they're still a bit hard. But when you let them boil for like a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes with their own juice, so don't spill the juice. So when you get a can, put it all in with the juice. Don't wash it. Don't do anything. Just put the whole can in there of black beans or pinto beans because the juice with the steam, it's going to dry.
Yeah, you don't want it dry.
Yeah, you don't want dry beans. Oh no, they're the worst. So you want them to be mushy. So as you can, I'm not even pressing hard, and it's coming together. So that's what you want. Nice. And that's because you let it boil for 10-15 minutes put a lid on it. Just let it simmer at the lowest heat because they're already cooked already. You just want them to be soft enough to give it a mush.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's looking all right. I didn't do 2 cans. I was going to do 2 cans of beans, but I thought I'm only going to do 1. So
right.
You could put 2 or 3 cans and have a big amount. You can also make them fresh. I usually do make them fresh on a. I don't know if you own an Instant Pot.
I don't.
Oh, do.
That one.
That one. It does everything. 7-in-1, 9-in-1. It sautés. It does everything your little heart content. It can even do. It can slow cook. So I gotta get rid of my slow cooker because I got this now. I got it for my birthday. Tom bought it for me. I said, please. He asked me, what do you want for your birthday? An Instant Pot. Instant Pot. Because he knows I love cooking. I am the chef of the house. Because
you are. You're right.
I'm not gonna say he doesn't know how to cook. He's just lazy. That's the truth, ladies and gents. When a person says, "Oh, I don't know how to cook," it's because, or I can't cook. It's because they're lazy to learn.
You can learn.
You can.
Right.
I did. I kid you not. When I was a teenager, when I went to college, all I did is I lived on Chinese food and Denny's and Del Taco. And when I left the country, I left at 25. It's going to be my 20th anniversary next year. Can you believe?
Gosh.
I know, big party. I hope so. I left on November 28th, 2005 on my own on a plane. God knows I didn't know what was to expect, didn't know anything. And believe me, it's been the journey of my life. And one thing I missed when I got to this country was Mexican food. And back then, there was nothing. There was one restaurant, and for the longest time, I was like, I really need cilantro. I really need cilantro. Where can I find it? And for half a year, I walked around, and I thought, where is the cilantro? And somebody one day said,
you need some?
I went to the market.
I got some, Mayra.
Yes. Believe me, you know what I found so difficult in Poland to find was kale.
Kale?
But I found it. I remember I was so happy when I found it. I gave it a kiss. It took me 6 months to find coriander in this country because, I said my joke. So I get to the market and I'm looking for cilantro and I see something named coriander and it looked like cilantro and I thought that might be cilantro and I gave it a plate. For 6 months, I thought there's no cilantro in this country. And it's called.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
By adventures. In Poland, don't tell me. Kale in Polish is I want to say it was the letter K.
I don't know. I don't look up kale.
I know. Anyways, anybody
who's watching, tell us what kale is in Polish.
They're gonna be. They're shouting out. Yeah, it's this. I know what it is. I think it's with an L. But
really,
I found it in a place that somebody told me there was a market in center Warsaw. I don't know what market it is. It's an outdoor market, and they sell all the markets in Polish out. But I'll have to see. I want to see Mushroom Street. Yeah, but they have a market there, Street, and that's where I found it. Because back then I was doing my juicing. I was doing a lot of juicing.
That's right. I remember.
I recommend it, but I will never do it again.
Really?
Never. No.
Why not?
It really messed up my system in a sense, like my body was actually starving, and I starved for about 2 years.
Oh my gosh!
I literally lived on this diet, and once I'd go off of it, I would then within 2-3 months I'd be back on juicing, or 4 months I'd be back on juicing, and I lived like that. So every 3 months I was doing a juicing diet, and every time I was doing it, I was literally starving myself.
That's not me.
yeah, so when I stopped and I dated somebody in England, I'm not going to say their name, but they're still my friend.
Yes.
I'm in England. I'll say you met him.
Yeah.
And then he said to me, "Oh, I'd be so embarrassed if you do this diet whilst you go visit my family, because I don't want you to be sitting there having a juice while we're having turkey or we're having lamb." And I was like, "Can you not explain to your family that this is a special diet I have to live on to, to keep my figure?" I was just so used to it for 2 years. And he said, "Oh no, I'm embarrassed by it." And I stopped. I gained weight like crazy.
You were starving.
I was starving. I stopped doing the diet, so everything I was eating, I kid you not, I'd be eating pasta, salads, whatever. I'd gain like a pound in a night.
Yeah.
I was gaining, and I got so big to the point that I got to 148 kilos. And that's because I was just eating. And I got injured, I got hurt, and I stopped running at that time. And then I started eating healthier, and I started running again. And my ex-partner was like, "Are you sure you're going to do this to yourself? You're going to hurt yourself," right? Because people, when you're big, they don't want to see you run because they think you're going to injure yourself. But
that's so true.
But if you know how to do it right and you're gradually working on it, you should be okay. Gets built to that. So what happened? I gained, and I had to do surgery. I got a bypass.
Wow.
In 2019, right before COVID happened. I got it.
Oh my gosh.
And it was a 2-year wait. And I didn't want it.
Yeah. How do you feel after having such surgery?
And, well, I'm able to eat everything now. So,
yeah.
I know my sister, my mom has it. They got it done in Mexico. And they said, "Why don't you get it done in Mexico?" I said, "No way. No way." So I got it done here in England for free. I waited for 2 years, and they gave it to me. Wow. And I till the day, I still didn't know if I wanted surgery or not. But I went for it. I just thought, I'll do it. It was
wow.
But I don't regret it, because you know what? Because of that, I managed to lose weight. I managed to look great, and I had 2 kids.
Exactly.
I had 2 beautiful children that I never thought I was ever going to have. And that surgery really changed my life. So
amazing. It's life.
I don't regret it. But you know what? For people who want to have children and they want to lose weight and they want to be healthy, yeah, do it. Do it. If that helps, do it. And I'm trying to lose weight, but just for the run. But I'm still eating everything, Alicia. I'm still eating everything. So no, I'm not holding anything. I'm still eating chocolates. I'm still eating biscuits sometimes. I'm not eating as much cookies. Like, I'm not buying packages anymore. I'm not drinking lots of coffee. I am trying to watch what I do eat, because I do want to be a little lighter to the race.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Anyways, that's me talking. I'm about to construct. Are you constructing?
I'm sorry? One more time?
Are you constructing your tacos?
No. You have to show me how to do that. That's the thing I don't know about. How do you do it? I don't know how to do it. This is the first time I actually used tortilla. I want to eat it. I've never made it.
Okay, I won't make fun of you, because believe me, in this side of the world, in England, before it got famous, tacos and Mexican food, people did not know how to eat one. Every match did. Everybody I knew didn't even know how to construct one. Even Tom, to this day, married to me, still doesn't know.
My Bigos is looking really good, I have to admit, and I tasted a little bit.
Wow, it looks just like the recipe.
Yeah, it looks really yummy, and it tastes good.
Here's the step. Number 1, get a tortilla.
Oh, I'm losing the chicken.
It's good. It's good.
It's good. Oh my gosh, it's really good.
So
okay, show me how to do it, the tortilla.
Get a tortilla. Get a plate. Do you have a plate with you?
Hold on. I will.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
It gets messy. That's why I'm saying that to you.
Okay. I will just use this one. I just gotta rinse it off.
Ooh, you're frozen to me on my side.
Uh-oh. I'm back. Give me one sec.
Okay, so you get a tortilla, and then you the step on a tortilla is, oh sorry, a taco is you put the meat first. Meat goes in first, in the middle.
Okay.
Then followed by your vegetables. So give it a go. So put in some meat, put some of that Polish yummy food.
Oh, so you have, okay, so you're cooking it with the meat inside of it? Is that what you're saying?
You get your tortilla.
Okay. So you have to demonstrate. I'm a visual person, okay.
And you put your meat. Oh,
okay.
My friend Maria said, you need a comal. You know what a comal is?
It says,
Hi, Maria. A great friend from primary school.
Oh, nice.
We played basketball together. She's a wonderful friend now. We now understand each other a bit better.
Oh, my gosh.
This is a comal, but you don't need a comal. That's fine. You don't need one. You don't need one because when you have corn tortillas, you need to have a comal. You have to. But when it's flour, it's okay. You're okay with it.
I have.
Don't worry. Don't do it. Don't.
You're
a beginner. Blessings. Yes, Maria, blessings.
Blessings.
She promised me to take me to an Indian restaurant that's open in my town.
Oh.
So I
oh my gosh.
No. She's kind of like my comadre, as in like we're kind of related. She married somebody, her husband is related to my auntie by marriage. That's his auntie, and she's my auntie by marriage, and that's his auntie by blood. And she is him, and we're kind of related.
Really? Absolutely. That's how you're connected.
That's how we're connected. Right.
All right. So, what do you need to do with a flour tortilla?
Okay, you get a flour tortilla.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you. I have one. I'm gonna open one here.
Open it like this.
Yes, the meat in there.
Put some meat in it?
Yes, yes. Look, Maria said yes. Oh, that we're related. You put the meat in there. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So put in your because that's why you said you need a plate because yours is very saucy. But just be careful. Don't overfill it. Just put enough, like a big spoonful or two. That's it.
That's it.
You don't overfill it. Yes, that looks good. And then you put your vegetables. So what do you have any vegetables?
I don't have any.
Okay.
This is all.
Do you have any sour cream?
Yes.
Put down the sour cream and you have coriander. You have cilantro.
Oh yeah, right here.
All right, give it a go.
Wait, I can't do this one-handed. Oh shoot.
I'm gonna make a taco with you. This is easy. So then I'm adding my onion.
Render.
I'm adding my
sour cream.
Adding also chili. I have salsa verde because it's my favorite. What are we making? She said.
We're making Bigos tacos.
How do you say it? Bigos?
Bigos tacos.
Bigos tacos. It's
Yes.
Polish Mexican.
It's spilling.
It's basic. Yeah, it spills. It's all right.
Okay.
It's all right.
Okay.
That's what you need to put on a plate.
And I bought really watery sour
They're
cream.
meant to be messy. Tacos are meant to be messy. So
okay.
You should have coriander and you have some sour cream.
Yeah, I got it.
So in order to eat a taco, you need to do it like this at your level. Don't dip it. Don't to your mouth to your level.
Oh my
take
gosh.
one.
All right, hold on. This is very messy.
You probably because yours is very liquidy.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Very liquid.
So you go. So you probably get a plate.
It's hot. Hold on. All right, but I want to show what I made inside. Look at that.
Okay.
Ooh. All right, we're gonna eat.
Like this. Wrap it up. Wrap it. Don't leave it open.
Oh my gosh, it's so delicious.
Wrap it.
Oh,
Yeah, you grab
it.
finger.
It's burning me.
But
it's so delicious.
You have to let it cool down.
Okay, give me a moment. It's really good. Bigos tacos. Holy moly.
Yeah. So what you do is when you eat a taco, I know we see it, and we see it like this. We see it up, sticking up.
Right.
What you do is you grab. She's telling us all.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
We're gonna warm up the drink. It's very hot anyway.
It's her first time. We're just teaching her.
This is so good.
Yeah. Like this. So you angle like from the top. Yeah, like that. Up higher.
Whoa, so hot. But really good. Oh my god. I'm gonna be eating this all weekend now.
Give it a break. Give it a break.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you.
Holy crap, it's so good.
If you Maria's saying we did not heat up the tortilla. It's true. You need
That's
to
what I was expecting.
because it's really. I'm used to it. It's okay, but a flour tortilla when it's heated is so soft and it's very fluffy like a blanket, and you can easily wrap it. She missed the part about wrap. I told her, Maria.
I'm learning from long distance. Line learning here. I'm learning from my mistakes. I wrapped it up this time. You see?
Yeah.
It's wrapped.
Wrap it tighter.
Tighter?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
You can wrap it. You can hold it as tight as you want, but make sure it doesn't leak.
Okay.
And when you eat it like this.
Look.
Good. All right.
I'm
one hand. Give it a good
learning.
Take another bite.
Ooh.
Let's go. Up. Your hand up. Like yeah.
I'm dripping so much. It's a mess, but it's worth it. Holy moly.
Look, I just fried this up.
Yeah, I thought we were going to fry it.
I did say a tostada is a tortilla fried. So what you do is you add the beans, and that's the thing about tostadas. You don't put the beef or the meat first. You put the beans first because the beans will keep it all together. Yeah. Refry, followed by. Oh,
this is really good.
You know what I forgot? Salt. It's okay. I won't be picky. Then you put the chicken. I don't have any seasoning for my chicken. I mean, I have seasoning. I have the bay leaf, the garlic that was in the water, and the salt, and it's amazing.
It's really good.
Now you put the toppings. Yeah. It gets messy. So don't worry.
No, I'm not worried. I'm enjoying it.
I have radishes. I'm gonna put my onions for my Mexican friends. They know my Latinos.
Oh, you have to show us.
Oh, I'm putting it on. That's why I'm using both of my hands because I didn't cut it. So I have a bit of onion and I just cutting it up. Oh, I forgot the last. Oh, sugar. Now I need
sugar.
Now I need the lettuce.
Oh, oh my God.
Now
this is worth their weight.
You can put whatever you want. Some people put cheese. They do like what we call in Spanish queso fresco, like a fresh cheese, a crumbly cheese. It's so nice, but in this country we have that. So the closest we have is feta cheese. A video on how to make queso fresco at home. It's very easy.
It's very easy.
Whole milk. And then you cook the whole milk and then you squeeze it and that's it.
Wow.
Amazing. I'm going to try it one day. I haven't tried it yet. Okay, so I put the lettuce on top. Now, people put cheese and then people put a little salsa, but I don't have my mother makes a really nice salsa. So it looks like maybe I'll put the camera down. I have it on paper. I shouldn't have it on paper, but so it looks like this. I'm sorry, my chopping of lettuce is horrible.
No, it's delicious.
You put sour cream on top, and then you put a nice chili.
Wow.
Am I gonna put sour cream? I'm not bothered. But you can put sour cream. And Maria, I did cook my tortilla because I had to cook it in the oil. And I bought these tortillas recently online. So
Nice.
I think my children want to come in now. Let's see.
They smell the good food.
Hey, who's knocking on my door?
Let them eat. They're gonna enjoy it now.
Yeah. So should I bring them in? I don't really show them on camera, but my camera's up enough to hide them.
Oh, I'm gonna have another one. That was really good.
Yeah.
Only
Who's knocking? I'm still live.
She is still alive.
I'm still live, everybody. You can come in if you want, Tom, but just don't be in the camera. He's like, do I need to be on the camera? You're like, no.
No. You. Whoops.
He wants to come in. But yeah, so, but that's it. That's a tostada. I don't think I'm going to make a flauta. I was very ambitious. I think a tostada is enough.
Oh, that looks really good.
Uh-oh. Here comes one. Hello.
Oh. Well, Mayra, this has been really fun cooking with you today. And, you know, we have to do this more often. We have to do another fusion of some sort.
Yeah.
I love it.
We should. I mean, I think it's great that we're doing this together.
Yeah.
And it's nice that we're doing something we love and we like. Now we're talking and we're socializing, which we haven't done in a while.
I know. Well, it's convenient that I'm on this side of the pond.
But you know, that's the thing about I mean, I know the negative thing of COVID was it separated people, but COVID also brought us to become closer by usage of things like technology. And I think this is like being next to you. So it's very nice to see you, be with you today. And I wish I could be in Poland with you right now.
Maybe next time.
We could go to the bars. Woo!
Like the good old times. Oh my gosh.
Dancing in the Polish clubs, you know, hold a cigarette in my hand, but pretend I'm not smoking, but I'm not, and burn somebody while we're dancing. Though it's illegal to smoke in clubs, but people still.
We can still have a good old time.
It doesn't count after 4 a.m. You know what I mean? People
Right.
after 3 a.m. they'll start smoking cigarettes in the club, and nobody says anything. Like, oh, no, out of sight, out of mind.
They're already partying out.
No,
all right, Mayra. Well, I will say good night to you. Enjoy the rest of your Bigos Tacos, and we have to chat soon. So thanks everybody for watching our live tonight.
You. Enjoy.
And don't forget to donate to Mayra's fundraising marathon run. And let's support all the dyslexia out there. The dyslexia power.
Hey. The ghost of
here it goes in the background.
My son underneath me, like trying to know what he wants.
The fun of childhood.
I'll give him some tostadas right now.
Yeah. All right. See you, Mayra. See you next time. Bye, everybody.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.